everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and you're tuned in to Madden 18 on EA Sports. Happy New Year's, everybody. In today's late season matchup, we have two teams who have victory on their minds. It's the Bengals going up against the Ravens.
Larry, we are coming to you from the heart of Baltimore, nestled between Russell Street and I-395. We're at M&T Bank Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. This one taken from the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. So now the Ravens getting ready for their first go on offense. They'll be led out by their highly decorated quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
It's Week 17, Brandon, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it. He's not going to win the MVP award. But that doesn't mean to me that he shouldn't get strong consideration. I think he's been terrific this year.
He has, and I think the highest praise came from the coaching staff telling us that he's been more vital to our team than any other quarterback in the league. If your coaches are saying that, you feel pretty good.
Yeah, I actually heard from an opposing coach earlier this week where he said, look, he's not going to win it, but he should. He's been the best player we played against this season.
And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now West. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Call it a gain of 3. And it'll be 4th down.
I think the training and practice broke down on that play because he simply didn't run the route deep enough to get to the first down marker, despite what was a really nice catch and toe tap on the sideline.
Yeah, that's 3rd down 101. You got to go to the marker, know where it is. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5". And he's got some space here. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
The numbers here last week for West. 24 carries, 102 yards.
And they've already clinched the playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
Play clock winding down. Here's carry number 1 for Kenneth Dixon. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Time running out here on the play clock. Now Rodgers. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That play almost seemed like a baseball play. See ball, hit ball. But in this case, see guy with ball, tackle guy with ball.
The play clock's running down. They'll run again here with West. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18.
I think that run gives us evidence that the defense is getting a little bit tired out there. They've been out in the field for a long time, and that last run, they just cut right through them.
On 3rd down, here's Dixon. So he got free at 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 33. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. So he splits the uprights there, and I would imagine it's nice as a kicker. Right when it leaves your foot, you know it's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a golfer that picks up his tee after a nice drive without even watching it land.
Solid analogy. I like it. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Try to lay one up deep. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away. But it does get away and it's 2nd down. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Vic Beasley in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
Partner, I know the ball security's preached like crazy, But every now and then, you've got to know when to get rid of the football and save a little bit of yardage if you're a quarterback.
Because now if you're the offensive coordinator, what does it do if it was 3rd and 10 versus 3rd and much longer as it is now?
Yeah, it changes everything in terms of play calling and the pressure you might expect to face on the very next down. Had to throw the ball away and save the yardage. He didn't get it done. That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Here we go.
They'll run it again with Sims. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them. Pulled, nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. J.J. Watt in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
As a guy carrying the ball, your eyes are going to direct your feet, and you're hoping they carry you to the open spaces. But it's awfully difficult at times because you have so many things you have to look out for. Where's the line blocking? Where's the traffic coming from? Tough to find open spots.
4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. So 1 quarter in the books on a cold December afternoon. 2nd quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football. They're facing a tough spot. 3rd and 8 here to start things out. Rodgers going to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Fielded just inside the 20. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. On the ground, the drive starts with Sims. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11.
It's really come into vogue to talk about the different gaps that the defense tries to attack in an offensive line. And most of the time we're talking about blitzes. How many times have you heard double A-gap blitz? Well,
no, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And, partner, let me make a quick pivot here. Season winding down. They're number 32 in offense this year. The last in the league. Where do they go?
Anywhere and everywhere, but they have to do it with a plan. And I think about Atlanta a bunch of years ago. They decided they wanted to get what they thought was going to be a franchise quarterback, and indeed he is, Matt Ryan. But they had to supplement it. They went free agency, got a running back, came back and traded back into the first round in the same draft to get a left tackle to protect him, really supplemented that pick, complemented that pick, and went to the playoffs the very next year.
Well, maybe they can use that and carbon copy it. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And now it's third down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down. I don't know, he had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
No, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line. And tough starting field position here. The drive begins with a handoff to West. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever's in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That'll go as a loss of 5. And just like that, it's third down.
Ah, yes, that's today's NFL defensive tackle. Not just a space eater anymore. A guy with agility, movement skills, who can rush the passer and make plays in the offensive backfield.
And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 4 yards on the pickup. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Here's Brad Nortman now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Taken from just outside the 30. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. On play action, they'll throw. He sets to fire deep. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead, it just brings up fourth down. Here's Kevin Huber now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now it's Rodgers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
The best time to call a draw when you think it's going to have the most success is usually after you've thrown the ball a bunch of times and had success that way, where they think that, oh, here comes another pass play. All they want to do is get to the quarterback.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result?
Sack.
Quarterback gets hit.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. So a change of possession here on the punt. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? Well, a lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. Finds Roberts left side. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a second down. They're going to look to throw. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Back to throw now on first down. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. A big hit. Knocked down sideways. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. Now, Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
On 3rd and 1, I think everyone in the stadium thought they'd try and run the football there, but they tried to surprise the defense and hit something through the air. Instead, it results in an incompletion.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom, quick, and what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
He's got it to West on the dump off. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. On second down, here's Rodgers. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath. Nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. Third down. From the gun on third down, Rodgers. And Jeffrey's got it. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. 319. Rodgers now on first down. Allen has it, left side. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. 319. Rodgers to throw once more. And it's incomplete. They were trying to go back to Allen there, and it's third down.
But there's no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
319. Rodgers again now. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And this is incomplete. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Muscles him off. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack. Although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't, because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that. And the ball that you throw has to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you're facing intentional grounding call.
Now on fourth down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. And Crosby puts it through, and that'll push the lead up to 13-0. It's a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they get the field goal near the end of the first half to expand that lead.
Now, that's got to feel good, but they can't let up. Now on the kickoff, they've got to make sure they don't give up a big return or big yardage to set up the other team for one last chance to score themselves.
To start the drive to Sims. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. They'll throw now on the final play. And that's complete to the right side. It's Marshall. So we've reached halftime here on... Sorry, Larry, your hard work appreciated by so many men and women, but not today as we get back to the action in the second half. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had some.
And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Charles, he lost a fumble last week as well. So now back-to-back weeks, maybe you expect that from your tailback, but not him.
You're exactly right, because you work a lot with your running backs about how they have to protect the ball in traffic. But downfield...
And a great spot to start this drive from here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
That is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. They'll try and run it here. And he's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage. The defense left him with nowhere to go, and the try for 2 is denied. This will be taken about the 12. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And out now, here come the Bengals. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, Dan, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Carlos Dunlap in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
58!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And, oh, he is really laid out that time. Knocked flat on his back. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On the ground, it's West again. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. Here's Rodgers. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Allen. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the two defensive tackles in a four-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. To throw is Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Allen. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Rodgers going to run the option here left. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down, because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
All right, try the 50-yarder and miss it, and now this offense has it 1st and 10 at the 40. They go play action here on 1st down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. J.J. Watt in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Not much room to run. Just gets it to the 35 after showcasing his tough running. A 4-yard pickup, that gets him going forward, but still 15 yards left on 3rd down. Williams, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
And that's another stop for the defense, something we've seen all game long. They have been on fire today. No matter what's called by the offense, they've had an answer for it.
And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Play clock winding down. Now a play fake. Rodgers. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Allen. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. It's brought in by Jeffrey. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue. Time running out here on the play clock. Here's West. And hello, he's going to be knocked backward as he'll be marked down at the 29. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Well, we just saw the recipe for success right there. Big body, strong, agile, playing with great leverage in hands. Not really able to be blocked on that play. Close.
They've got his man complete. A big gain of 39 on third.
Well, it's easy to make a case that Alshon Jeffrey loves to run the post pattern. And the guy throwing the ball to him loves him running it. Right in his sight lines. Great catch radius. He can stick the ball up there, and he can go out and get it.
It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the fourth. They'll run it with West. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
The play clock's running down. On play action, it's Rodgers. Throw left side complete. That's Allen. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
It doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
A gain of 7 that time. Second goal. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that is going to set up third and goal. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Rodgers now on third and goal. And this is complete. It's Allen. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the fourth.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. They'll look to throw now on first down. Able to shake him off. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
His throw incomplete. The Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This is 3rd and 16. Now back to throw. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first. But at least it's 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Marvin Lewis tries for it, but comes up empty. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there, and I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
On 3rd down, that's Dixon. And he's brought down, but following a pretty juke move that gives him the 1st down. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven 1st down.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Joshua Perry coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is...
Extra point try now for Crosby. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Crosby on now to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here we go. 3-19.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eddie Goldman in there to record another sack, their 6th of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
He'll look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. He'll drop to throw. He finds Roberts complete. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Finds Roberts left side. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different, try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. And the Bengals on third down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This time it's 3rd and 3. Back to throw here. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
A gain of 6 there on first. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. They're going to look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Again, they were targeting Marshall there. Third down here. The Bengals on third down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 4. Now whistles and a flag. And I believe a Bengal got going a little early there.
False start, offense.
Not easy being a rookie left tackle in this league, and there they got him for the penalty.
Not easy at all. Think about what you're dealing with every game you play. Ostensibly, the best pass rusher is over you on every snap. I'd be a little jumpy myself.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the dejection. Feel like nothing is working offensively. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line.
Watch time. Tight end right. 319.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So for Baltimore, it's an 11th win of the year as they'll finish the regular season at 11-5. And now they'll await the final seeding for the playoffs ahead. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, well, not much more to say except it was a sheer disaster from beginning to end as they do indeed finish 0-16. And you have to imagine that there will be some big-time house cleaning to do, possibly starting as early as tomorrow morning. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.